Julia Rose here. I pray this message finds you at the precise time you need it. As always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest for everyone else to find, as these are timeless collective messages. So, I just want to give a little shout out here to all the new subscribers who've been joining the collective. I'm happy to have you here. And to everyone who's been with me from the beginning or from whenever I first found you, I love you. And I'm so happy that we're all here together and diving right into it. So, if some of you have been with me since the very beginning, you know that I talked about a lot of very different things than what I talk about now. And Spirit has been asking me to get back into some of those topics. All right. I can already feel like all the throat chakra activations about to come out for you. Okay. So let's get right into it. This is a message about energy vampires, okay? This is what you need to know. Oh. Oh, see, now that deck, that one's upstairs, but that's fine. So, we have to talk about energy vampires versus narcissists, okay? Uh, I'm really reluctant to use that word, but it's time to bring an ending to some of the perspectives that you've held about vampirism, okay? So generally, someone or an entity that is considered an energy vampire is one who has forgotten the ability to create their own light. You might consider these to be parasitic kind of energies, or people that make you feel really drained, or like you're being siphoned every time you come into contact with them, whether that's through conversation or any degree of intimacy or regular contact. Okay? And now we have to talk specifically about one of my like one of the parts of this that make me so angry, my least favorite part. Okay? And this is the I can feel them. I can feel them around me all the time. You might even notice that with these kinds of folks, okay, again, take this and put it where it fits. If this is um, reaffirming a past situation or this is clarifying where you're at right now, put it where it fits. When you start to feel this person or these people thinking about you, you can feel them like they're right there, like they never leave your side, even if you're not in contact with them. Now, this is very different from being in tune with your loved ones and being in tune with your loved ones on the other side, with your angels, with the divine. This is very specifically like a blanket that goes over you that makes you feel lost, confused, and completely absorbs you into that person's energy so that you lose track of time. This is a very draining, toxic energy. Okay? This can come with these kinds of dynamics, can come with all kinds of darkness, all kinds of traits, whether that's different forms of abuse, different forms of addiction, gaslighting, any of these kinds of things show up in these connections. And the reason that this is one of the spiritual catalysts, one of the primary spiritual catalysts for the empath, it is because the matrix here is framed in such a way that you can only grow through discomfort. Okay? And the empath takes on the burdens of all of those who are feeling pain, which ultimately you're sensing that those who take others' energy are very deeply upset. They're feeling a lot of pain. And you sense that, light worker. You sense that, empath. And that's your beautiful heart. That's your beautiful heart not wanting to see more people suffering, not wanting to see more people in pain, not wanting to see more people hurting. But yeah, my nose is so red from all this energy that's trying to come through. This this energy is not meant to be permanent. And see, this is why I have a lot of issues with the twin flame dynamic. As someone who used to talk about that and used to teach about that dynamic specifically, I don't do that anymore. I don't channel about twin flames anymore because I think it has become too closely associated with karmic relationships. And in a sense, your twin flames are karmic relationships. They're some of the most intense, difficult, painful karmic relationships. And usually you find that these are the the twin flames. Or you might see this as the empath and the narcissist. Of course, this is not going to be everyone's experience. So I don't want to see you in the comments being like, well, that wasn't me. You're just saying about it. This was it. Okay, well, this is my channel, honey. But it's really like an energy of mirroring back to you your lack of confidence, your lack of belief in yourself, even though you know that your energy is so good intentioned, you're pure hearted, and that you have a dream for your life. And I want to say, a lot of people who deal with energy vampires do not have the ability to dream about their future. You don't have the ability to foresee anything that could exist in your reality beyond this person. In a way, that's a codependency. The energy vampire needs you dependent on them because that focus, your loving gaze, keeps feeding them energy. And instead of feeding that in yourself, which would give you the ability to see what your 10 of cups is, to envision what your 10 of cups could be, what it is you might want, but you only know what someone else wants. The unraveling of the mental effery of dealing with people like this is really, it is not straightforward, it is not linear, and it feels nefarious at times when you come to realizations of, oh my God, that's what this was really doing to me. Oh my God, that's what was really happening. Oh my God, that's what they really meant. Oh my God, that's what they wanted me for. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it's heartbreaking. Because empath, what you start to see is that your vision is multifaceted. But when you're cut off from your alignment, when you're cut off from your heart, you can't always see yourself clearly. And when you can't see yourself clearly, you can't perceive what it is you really want and what it is you're tolerating that doesn't serve you. The energy vampire wants to be with the light worker. The energy vampire wants to be standing next to the sun because they feel cold and empty inside. And you just feel like that when you're around them because they're just basking in, taking on all your light. But you're so empathic that you're just feeling also how empty internally they feel. These are the people that can't stand being alone with themselves. And I want to say that this is a very important distinction. I want to clarify this for you. It is hard even for the empath to sit in stillness. But you're not trying to run away from yourself. You're actually trying to understand why your life is happening the way it's happening and how to regain control of yourself and how to build self-awareness that creates a life that you want. That's not the energy vampire's MO. That's not their desire to understand the way they affect people. That's not their desire. They're just hungry. You're going to start to become aware. I mean, it's just energy in the collective right now. You're going to start to become aware of the situations where you are taken advantage of by people who presented themselves in a certain way in order to get you in a loop with them. That's an energy vampire. Those are the kinds of people that can't sit with themselves because they need your constant attention. They need your constant validation. They need your constant reassurance, but in a way that takes the life out of you. Someone that is learning, a young soul, is a little bit different. But it's not really that different because energy vampires are young souls. Spiritually, they are stunted. And most of them are not here to actually learn what it is you're learning now. They're not looking for information like this. And if they are, it doesn't click. I mean, some of you have probably thought that you were energy vampires just because you were starting to get all this feedback and this messaging from your guides that, like, oh my God, you're reading up about narcissists, you're reading up about energy vampires, you're reading up about gaslighting and verbal and emotional abuse. The more subtle things. You're learning about these things and you're like, oh my God, that's me, and you start to freak out. It's not you. It's just literally inside your body. You're carrying all of this energy. But it's also the rattling of truth, trying to wake you up out of some of these relationships, out of some of these patterns in your life. It is absolutely possible for the empath to overcome codependency. And you might have heard of a villain era. That term gets thrown around a lot for the empowerment of empaths, the empowerment of sensitive people, not tolerating less than you deserve. Does that actually make you a villain? A villain? No, but you might feel mean because you're just so used to doing what everyone else wants. That's what they look for. That's what these energy vampires look for. That's also what spirits who are looking for someone to drive through are looking for too. Your confidence is your protection. Your understanding yourself is your protection. Your boundaries are your protection. Your knowing yourself is key to differentiating between what you feel inside you that you're just picking up on from others around you, and with oftentimes, oh my God, the how much you feel from those who are trying to trap you. Oh, the waves of their, I want to say it's a lust. Usually it's a lust. The waves of the lust of this, it feels so suffocating and it's like it's all encompassing you, right? But it's not you. That's like someone taking like a torch and like blasting at you. That's what that energy is like. Your own attraction is actually like smoldering. It went at it's a slow build. It doesn't just like bam and you're like completely overthrown. At least for the empaths who are getting back in touch with how they really feel. You might not even recognize your own feelings in your body because you're so used to understanding and looking for solutions around you to solve problems around you instead of understanding how it was you felt about things. Overcoming the patterns and karmic lessons that you learn with an energy vampire, whew, some of the hardest lessons you will ever learn. Some of the most manipulative people. Manipulative AF. that you will ever encounter. Seriously. Bless their hearts. May they learn. Lord help them all. I feel like once you start to actually understand the fact that you haven't been able to pour into your own life because these alarm bells go off around the energy vampires when you're about to let them go and pivot and release them, they suddenly start getting all up in your energy, don't they? Because you're about to level up. You're about to do something new. You're about to complete cycles. So like their energy comes back up because your spirit guides are like, hey, you see this? This is all manipulation. This is all a fog. This is a fog that is not letting you be in touch with your reality. Because your guides want you to be able to expand and to joy more. You could be seeing 1111. Four of Wands. You could be seeing 1111 here. And then we have the Nine of Wands. Yeah. Lessons hard learned, but you're going to be shedding that old skin. No doubt. Four of Cups. Yep. And the Page of Pentacles. I think on the one hand, a lot of you are in this energy, like when you're overcoming that, it's like life after an energy vampire. You start to become much more aware of your tenderness and sensitivity. Not that you weren't always sensitive, it's just, it scared you also. So it was easier to get caught up in everyone else's realities. You couldn't differentiate between others' desires and your own. Maybe you can intellectually rationalize these things and you can say them out loud and you're starting to articulate them, but actually understanding in your body, in your heart, the only way to release all of that, to cut all of those cords, to pull all those plugs and release those anchors, is to come back to your heart, the seat of your consciousness. When you view life through here, it is only through the perspective of what serves your highest good, which is automatically and inherently the highest good of all. Believe that. Your success, your joy, your healing, your expansion, your learning, your evolving, that is for the highest benefit of everyone. You raised the consciousness of the collective by choosing to be accountable. So this Nine of Wands and this Four of Cups here, and the Page of Pentacles, it feels like you're mining for gold. You're mining for gold. And this is a tough process. It's not short-lived, okay? Going deep within to uncover who you are in the face of all of these things. It comes from feeling powerless, empath. You're not powerless. Your power, your sensitivity, your uniqueness, your light scared people so much that they wanted to control it, or they wanted it for themselves. This is finding you because you're starting to call your power back now. Even if these situations have been resolved for years. Or if you're finding this right now because you're like, why is this still happening to me? I feel like I'm going to be plagued by this person forever. If they're still able to show up in your reality, it's because for some reason, there is still some power you're giving away in that situation. Whether in memory, in truth, or reality, in your present. You can even call those memories back in shadow work. Sign up for my shadow work bootcamp. I literally walk you through meditations and examples of how to redistribute accountability. I cover 6 themes in 6 weeks. Maybe you take longer because you need more time to integrate and you want to really go deep with it. Do you? Every week I give you a list of 20 affirmations to sit with to see what they bring up in you. And those things that come up, that's what you're meant to look at in your meditations. If you have any questions about that, or you want to just are like, yeah, Julia, sign me up. Links in the description box. It's over on Udemy. A Shadow Work Bootcamp. It's like, depending on where you are in this journey right now, maybe you're even at a point where you're like, wow, all of those situations really made me feel like I was nothing. All of those situations, all of those dynamics, all of those people really made me feel like I was worthless. Maybe maybe you're in a period of time right now where you're just starting to understand, like, this pattern has been repeating itself. The in and out, the in and out, the non-committal energy, but not wanting to let you go, but just having you close enough to take what they want. Depending on where you are in this journey, it's either you coming into realizations about how powerful you actually are and fully shedding that stuff, or you're at a place right now where you're starting to understand that you've been taken advantage of. You've been manipulated. The mental, like, cognitive dissonance that comes with that can feel very scary. I know that. I know that. Okay? You are not alone in trying to uncover and recover yourself. Okay? I can promise you most of the collective here has gone through something like this. Yeah. It's time for you to wake up and end the pattern. To keep the door closed. And believe that you deserve more. You deserve better. 2255. Either of those numbers could be significant to you. I was hearing that's the message, but I feel like there's, yeah, sun on the bottom of the deck. You're getting your light back. Yeah. 7 of Swords. You're getting your light back. All of the truth and realizations coming in to break up the BS. To literally break you out of the idea that this manipulation is true. It's the only thing that's real, and that nothing else exists. You deserve more. You deserve better. They don't get another chance. They had enough chances. Yep. Yeah, that's confirmation. I just got a notification. Yep. The things that are actually meant for you will not drain the ever-loving life out of you. The people that are meant for you will not make you feel afraid to live. You might get some uncomfy truths sometimes, but you won't ever feel like you're a waste of space or worthless, or that you have to change something about yourself that you like or that matters to you to be accepted. That's not love. Yeah, I'm going to continue this over on Patreon. Links in the description box to join me over there. We have the Nine of Cups, the High Priestess, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Suddenly it all becomes clear, Spirit is saying. Suddenly it all becomes clear. It's like you had to see this to understand. It had to click for you. I don't think you still don't understand how powerful you are. You're going to be recovering more of your power from these situations, no matter where you are on your journey with healing from this. The answers are here. The healing is here in your heart. Yeah, I'm going to continue over on Patreon. I'll see you over there. I love you.